This
Today,
conference will now be recorded.
Yes, tell me yesterday.
yeah, I sent a message to the coordinator. I didn't get any response, so I don't know what happened.
Okay, so yesterday actually I only started the meeting and there was some error in
Yeah,
GoToMeeting.
yeah, I saw that
But
too.
yeah, after 5 minutes it got resolved, and I almost waited for it 25 minutes.
Really? I actually waited a
Yeah,
long time. It wasn't working
no,
for
no,
me.
no. Within this same time frame. So it's yesterday. It was Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been waiting almost from Indian IST time from 9:10 to 9:25. And I sent a message also to him like I already joined. Is she joining or not?
I actually waited on the thing for a long time, but nothing changed. Maybe I
Um,
didn't refresh or something.
Maybe that is the reason. But I was waiting and I conveyed same thing to him. Like, I'm waiting still, she's not there. So he said like, okay, wait for some more time. I thought, okay, fine. But it didn't, like, I mean, there's no confirmation, right? So I
Yeah,
dropped.
I texted him too,
Fine.
but no response.
Mm-hmm. Fine, no issues.
Yeah.
Let's get started. So,
Mm.
did you get a chance, any chance to, look into any of the tutorials or any of the things?
Um, I I kept on going on ChatGPT and kept asking questions about it, but that's
Oh, we're
I
asking
mean,
questions to GPT. What kind of
yeah,
questions it is?
like just what Java does, all the just to get an understanding, because I feel like I still don't understand the
Okay,
concept
so it's
behind.
not a, by the way, it's not Java, it's a JavaScript.
Yeah, sorry, JavaScript.
Yeah, because there is a difference, right? So Java
Yeah.
is like server side programming language.
Mm-hmm.
Server side in the sense like it runs only on servers.
Mm.
It runs only on servers. But
Okay.
when almost like maybe 10 years back, even the JavaScript also, I mean, JavaScript is a client-side scripting language. JavaScript is a client-side scripting language, and where Java and .NET and PHP, Python, these are all server. Okay, server in the sense they will run within the server, and if you observe any Java developers or .NET developers, right, after they written their code, they has to execute the code in server itself. Let's say example, we are writing some HTML and CSS, and where we are executing it exactly in the browsers, right?
Mm.
Where you are seeing the output in the browsers only, right? Not in any of the other environment, right?
No,
But
yeah.
because the browser understands that HTML, CSS, and JavaScript stuff, but when it comes to programming language, what we are talking about Java, I mean .NET in the sense like ASP.NET or C Sharp languages or PHP, Python, all these are not going to execute in the browsers. So they are programming language and they has to execute in the servers only. Server in the sense it's not something like kind of setup within our system itself. They has to they has to install the servers like Apache server, Windows server, something like that, XAMPP server, right? These are all the
Yeah.
servers that yeah, they has to, because their code also has to execute somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in such a case, we can consider that Java and PHP and Python, all these are like server-side programming language, whereas JavaScript is only client-side scripting language. But now, if you see that, if you remember one of our last session, there is a huge scope on JavaScript, right? So now it is going to be execute on, of course, that server side as well. How can we say that in the server side? Because it executes on Node.js server where we can build a like APIs backend code also, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we can say JavaScript, obviously it is like client sided and of course server sides too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get start. 1 second,
Mm-hmm.
just give me a second. Yeah. So uh, when it comes to script, yeah. So you remember that we have alerts, console, and document.write.
Document that.
Any idea? Like we discussed day before yesterday. I mean, in the
I know
last
the.
session.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we'll discuss that document point later, but alert also we can discuss later. But what you have to understand is console
Mm,
mainly. Why? Because when you see that HTML language, we have a clear elements and we have a CSS classes and CSS class properties. So straight away we can able to see the let me say this. We can able to see the proper output in this page. But when it comes to JavaScript, it is a scripting language because we are using the purposes to scripting language and which executes in the browser. So there is no kind of a output like visual output, right?
mm-hmm.
So always we cannot get a visual output, right? So
Yeah.
uh, so what is the option that we have is console, to check that what exactly value that we are getting and what kind of issues also we are getting when we are talking about the console. Okay, so let us say that I have let me now yeah. So now you understand still this part, like how we included that script here and all.
I understand that, but what exactly does console do again?
Yeah, I'll come to that point. And once
Mm,
you understand this, I'll come to that point. Okay. So
okay.
now, yeah. So now, first of all, we need to understand that in JavaScript, like we can store the values, not in the JavaScript, any of the programming language. You can take Java, you can take C, C++, or any of the programming language. We have to store the data. Why? Because it will be like a reusable. So right now we are now saving UI session in UI name variable. So this is the where keyword and this is the customizable name. We can give anything here. I can where x also, where x is equal to UI session. So this value we are giving statically. Statically in the sense we only give that UI session. Tomorrow the x value will come different in the runtime. Okay,
Mm,
so now the point is I have written that okay, maybe I'll give you an example instead of this, probably where x is equal to 10, where y is equal to 10, where y is equal to 20,
mm,
where z is equal to x plus y.
mm.
What would be the answer when it comes to where z?
30.
30, right?
Yeah.
So you have written this, right? But
Mm-hmm.
how can you execute this to check the answer? Where you can check this?
Uh,
Do you think that like how we have written HTML elements and CSS tag and direct it will appear like this also you will get the value? No, right?
no. No.
Yeah. See, there is some place to execute. At least you should see that what is the Z value. So to check the output, we have a multiple ways. But what is the common way that we use to check the output is console.
Mm,
So what we are going to do is we are going to make console dot log. What exactly mean by log? Log is a kind of like some tracker. In easiest way I can say when let's say example um what is the common thing? Okay, so let us say um, maybe you know share market trading.
no.
No, okay, right. Okay, maybe okay. I'll give you like a kind of a technical example, but try to understand that. Let's say example, we have a big application like Amazon or Flipkart kind of application. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now there was some wrong transaction happened
Mm,
with one of the user. So the user is claims that I'm getting this kind of maybe it related to finance, it related to product or whatever it is. So they're claiming that they're facing one issue.
Mm.
So immediately, what these people, Amazon or Flipkart, whatever the name that I'm referring, that what they will check, they will first debug the issue. Okay, what exactly it is happened. At the same time, they will check the logs. Logs in the sense, you can say in other words entries. When user has joined into his account and what kind of transaction he has done and what is so these are all like entries only. Okay,
Mm.
maybe we can say the other word log for the alternative word for log is entry. So
Oh.
now we are entering, we are entering that value. So what we are going to do here is get value. So when you say that console.log get, and now you can check here when it comes to script.html, you won't get any output here because this is not a HTML output that you are seeing, right?
Mm.
This is purely console-related stuff, and when you check the console, you will get an answer here. See, and in the same way, this is coming. The output is coming on app.js file, and the line number is 6. Are you getting my
Mm.
point?
Yeah.
So this is where that we can check the outputs. So the console is not always something like this. You can write something. You can write static value also, like 30. Now you will get
Mm.
two consoles. One is coming dynamic value, which is z value, and second one is the 30 you are sending as a static value. Now we can see two 30s here.
But do you need the second one? Because what's the point of
No,
console?
no. See, I mean, see. The point is why I have added here. The console. See, sometimes we need to pass the static information also to check that whether the code is really coming to this line number 8 or not. See, the main intention is that whatever you can put in the console within the console log braces, it will execute in the console whether it is a static value, whether it is a dynamic value. That is the my intention. So I
Mm.
mean, after see the Z value is 30. So now again I just printed 30. So this means that we have to put again console log as a static value. No, my intention is that in console whatever we want to print we can print it. Whether it is a small like it can be like a 300 also 3000 also whatever it is. It can be name also. See, right? See, the
Mm.
intention behind it is in the console log. See, when you want to see something, when you want to see output, you can check simply, you can log that, you can do that console log. Whether it is a static plain value, I mean, normal value that you can handle that, or whether it is a some dynamic value also. Anything you can log or you can print in console.
Okay.
Okay, so now let us say that what I am going to do here. Now you can see that z value is 30 here, right? Now what I'm going to do here is the value is mm, I don't remember this. Yeah, now the value is 30 here. You can see this.
Mm.
Maybe is after this we have to give yeah. Now the value we only give that static value, right? If you look at the code,
Yeah.
and
It's
this
just
z
that.
is not static, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Of course, we gave the static values here only, and we know that. Maybe you can say in a different way, like 222, 445. What would be the output for a Z?
Six.
Four,
Uh, uh,
right?
uh,
So the main intention behind this is in console we can print whatever we want. It can be like a normal name, it can be a number, it can be a dynamic value, it can be a static value. So most of the cases, static value in the sense when you enter something a value like this, it's gonna be a static value because you only entering that value to print. You want to see the 50 in the console, but when you remove the 50 value, the static value, you never know what exactly value is coming into the Z, right?
mm.
So that gonna be a dynamic value.
Mm.
You're getting?
Yeah. I get that
Yeah.
part. But I'm still
Okay.
like, console is just to uh display like
Yes, obviously. See,
oh,
the point is like you don't know where exactly you need to print this, because
mm,
I told you like there are three ways that we can print the value. Okay, the first one is alert. So now you can make same thing, code is same, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make alert. But
mm,
the problem with alert, what is going to happen when you reload this page, immediately it will come. So it definitely disturbs the end user. End user is watching something or prepared something to watch, and immediately this error is this sorry not error, this alert is coming.
yeah.
It definitely disturbs the end user, right?
Yep.
So and at the same time you are not making a validation. See, when you are trying to now show a validation, then alert is fine. But how about to see the value something like this in the alert box? No, right? And when you check the console, that obviously it won't interrupt that end user attention. And for your local code only you can add the console. But when you are pushing this code to a production, simply you can remove the console, so that there will be no value, get value going to print in the server when you are when you hosted this website. Make sense?
Mm.
Or still not yet?
Not a hundred. Like I don't understand the beyond numbers how it would work.
Okay, beyond the numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
Let us say that what exactly, I mean, what purpose actually you are looking for that, at least do you any guesses, like do you want to see anything? But make
Um.
sure whenever you're saying something, make sure to know that console is like to print something. It can be a value, it can be an entire data, it can be anything.
So
The
it's
main purpose
database.
of console. No, 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 not database. See, data. See, you are not actually storing anything. Try to
No,
understand this. You
not
see,
database. Like data connected.
yeah, data can be. Yeah, data can be anything. It can be like See, we have different data types in JavaScript. Okay, so different data types, in a sense, I'll tell you like one by one. What are the? I mean, I'll tell you all of them, and first I'll tell you like what are the main things. See, when you want to add a name in the sense, let us say example your name. Okay, like
Mm.
Darshana, right?
Yeah.
And let us say that you have a 5 years of experience, right?
Mm.
Okay, but when you observe this we know that this is the text, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to, I'm just removing this, and you want to store this darshana into one variable, like say example where shortcut you are adding that ds, where ds is equal to darshana.
Mm.
Okay, we know this is the text, but now I'm going to comment all of them, and I'm printing that log again, console log here. I'm just printing the ds and what exactly it is going to come.
Mm.
Reload this. What is I'm getting here?
National is not defined.
But darshana is defined here, right? We added darshana here, right?
Yeah.
But why it is showing like this? See, console is not just to print that. The additional advantage that we have is whenever output is not working, like as expected, you must open the console, because console will throw the errors.
Mm.
Okay,
Oh,
console also will the additional advantage that we have is, one is that to print that what exactly value, dynamic values we never know. See, we printed that previously like x value something, y value is something, right?
mm.
And z we don't know how much it is, and we
Yeah.
are just printing that value z how much it is going to become, so that in console we can check the actual value. Based on that, once you receive the actual value, now you can do whatever you want to with the z, so that at least you will get some idea like what is the output of z. Somewhere you have to see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to this example, I'm just storing your name as a darshana. And what is the variable name that I gave?
DS.
ds. But when I'm trying to print the ds, but it is giving me some error that darshana is not defined. Why? Because this is the name, but system doesn't understand this as a name. That is a problem.
Oh, okay. So that's why I didn't put name.
Yes. So what is that? What is the changes? What are the changes that we need to make to system understand this is the name? So we have to add a quotes to it.
Mm.
Then only it is considered that it is a name. And now check the output. See, you got this now.
Mm. Okay.
And what exactly we are going to call like this? This is string. When you see something like this within the quotes, either it can be a single quote or it can be a double quote. It is
Mm.
going to be a string. It can be anything. It can be anything. Like, let's say example, Darshana has 5 years of experience as UI developer. Now everything considered as a string only.
Mm.
Okay. But now what I'm going to do is where exp. So I'm just putting that experience here, like,
Mm.
5, right? We have added.
Yeah.
Now what I'm going to do is instead of this, I'm going to make this exp here so that
Mm.
now it will give 5 for me. It won't give
Mm.
any it won't give anything because 5 is just right away it's a number and JavaScript understands that it is a number. So this is a kind of data type. So end of the day we are seeing this is okay. Darshana has 5 years of experience. Okay, there is some text. It is also data. It is also a data, right? But
Yeah.
how browser and JavaScript defines it, when you see a text, entire text within this quotes, it is considered as a string, and when you see a number, it considers straight away as a number only.
Mm.
So sometimes we may have like a boolean value also. Let us say that what exactly the best example that I can give you, like where uh, uh, what is the best example? Okay, let's say example backend experience. Okay,
Mm.
is backend experience equal to false. Now see, if you look at this, how I made the variable name, it should be meaningful. Of course, this is not the right way to dealing with it, but now I'm explaining on all the cases,
Mm.
like in a shortcut way game. But this in generally, when you go with that, true or false values, it will be something like this. Okay, is backend experience. So now we can add that false also. Now, if you check that is backend experience here, and when you load this, it returns false only.
Yes. Mm.
Now instead of false, you can make true also here.
How do you do both? Like,
No, it cannot be right,
uh, like
obviously, right?
no, I mean like false would be does back
Yeah,
no
it
no.
can be. Maybe it can be that. We'll check that also. No issues.
Okay.
Okay, the runtime it can be happen anything. But end of the day, when you see the true and false values, the data type will be Boolean.
I've heard of that, but I forgot what it is.
Sorry.
I heard of that word before, but I forgot what it means.
Okay, okay. Maybe see that is the main difference that once you know the subject, like you will connect everything until you notice that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So until you learn everything, until you learn the subject, right? You can't connect to the subject, right? At least
Mm-hmm.
whatever the points that it is. Yeah. So it is a Boolean value. So now what is that? These are all the data types: string we have, number we have, and a Boolean value we have. And let us say that, for example, where hobbies. So Darshana has, I mean, I'm just taking your name as a reference and I'm just adding generic data. Okay. So
Mm.
Darshana has a different, hobbies. She has like a different, hobbies. Let's say example, like, just tell me like one or two things. Mm,
Badminton.
badminton. Okay. Is that spelling is right? It's bad or
Badminton.
bad?
Yeah, it's D.
D only, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, badminton. Okay. Let us say, let's say example, if she has a multiple things, shows like no, she has a badminton and a browsing and listening music, right? See, when we
Mm-hmm.
have a multiple things here, okay, now make sure to understand first of all, each and every should be string with comma based, and these three should be in a brackets.
Mm.
Okay, so this we call it as a square brackets, but the data type is it become like objects, but we consider this as a array.
Mm.
When you see a multiple values, it can be string, it can be number, it can be boolean values. It can be like a mixing of. Let us say example where sample array badminton 10 false. The array also can be like this also. We never know. Different data types. This is the string. What this is number, and this is boolean. But in general case, real time, we are not going to get values something like this. But usually, we will get values something like this. Obviously, all of them in a same data type. Majority of the cases.
Mm.
Okay. So now, how you are storing is the point here. See, what now you can ask me like, what is the point to store first of all?
I mean, where
Once you
else?
store itself, yeah, once you store itself, like you can do anything. Now you are just seeing like there's no number five true and false. But when it comes to real time, we have to store a real time data, right?
Mm.
Now the data type can be anything. It can be a simple string, it can be a number, it can be like a boolean value, or it can be like something like this array also.
Mm.
Now we can check all of them in console also. So now instead of we already checked till this boolean, right? So now what I'm doing is in console, I'm just making that hobbies here. And now let's check that. You can see all of them. And when you see this is the most important thing, of course. When you
Mm.
see that three of them, one, two, three. Now the point is you want to print in the console. Okay, so far how you did in the console, whatever the variable that you have, you are straight away printing the console so that you will get the actual value in the console, right? But
Yeah.
now here is the case. When you see a hobbies, there are three hobbies that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to print all of them. I want to print only browsing.
You put
How
two.
can you do that? Sorry?
You identify as at two,
Identified as two. I mean,
like
what is that?
like the number two. Yeah.
I understood that you saw somewhere this article, maybe.
No, I
Okay.
just
So,
thought when you went on inspect, it said 1, 2, 3 or 0, 1, 2.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
when you see that, usually the numbers will start not from the one. When it comes to
Yeah.
array, it will start with zero.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So put
So
one.
obviously zero will be badminton, and when you want to print the browsing, what you need is one. So how you are going to handle this is hobbies
Mm-hmm.
and same square brackets. I mean to say array brackets, and you put whatever the number that you want to hear.
Mm.
Now let us check this. Now you will get only browsing.
Mm.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the same way, we can write object also, actual objects also. Let us say that objects that they can maybe will get where obj equal to okay directly. What I'm going to call here is instead of obj, I'm making that your name itself, Darshana.
Mm.
Okay. Now let us add one by one. Okay. Let us say that uh, name Darshana, age. I'm just adding a number. Don't
Mm.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like what else? Like education, masters. Oh,
college works.
Yeah, of course. College. What is your college?
VCU.
Oh, sorry, what is that?
VCU.
BCU.
V
Yeah.
V. That's okay.
Sorry. V for victory, right?
No, the state.
Oh, sorry, what is that?
Yeah,
I mean to say
VCU.
that,
Oh,
yeah, in general, like, I'm just
yeah.
telling that, V for victory, for spelling, for letter for
Okay,
confirmation.
got it, got it.
Okay. Yeah. So now you have enter this object, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now when you trying to print that console, right? Console dot log of Darshana. I'm just commenting this. We have a comments in JavaScript so that it won't execute, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
in I'm just printing the entire Darshana object in the console, and you can see, like, you got all of them. Name Darshana, S20, education, college, and all.
Mm.
Now I want to print only Darshana education only
So it would
in the
be
console.
uh 0 and
No, see, that is a difference. When you see that array, so it is a square
oh
brackets.
oh
So this consider as a 0, 1, 2, something like this. But when you see this is a curly braces.
mm.
Okay, so it won't consider as a 0, 1. So how it will be going to consider? So Darshana object name and Darshana, when you just hover on this, that you can see that all of them. So when you want to print, let us say that Darshana education, Darshana dot education. Now you can see only your education in the console.
Okay. It's like a
Getting?
replacement. Yeah.
Hmm. This is, it is similar to maybe the object structure. If you observe, it is similar to CSS properties and
Yeah.
values.
Yeah.
Okay, this is how it will work. This is also we are considering as a, this is also data type. This is also we are considering as a object. But when in reality, we are treating this as an array, but data type it comes as an object only, but this is an array and this is a pure object. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And what we say that strings, numbers, boolean, and arrays and object also we have seen, right? And let us say now console dot log of xyz. Have you ever did we created xyz variable in the code?
No.
No, right? Then if I give some variable name which we are not defined or declared, then how the output will come? Let us check that. So uncaught reference error xyz is not defined. Okay. Now
Mm-hmm.
where you are checking the error also within the console only. See, that is the power of console, right?
Mm.
So now what I'm going to do is, okay, I thought xyz is not declared. Let me write that now. Where xyz. I declared xyz. Let me save this now. How exactly it is going to, what exactly it is coming? What is this?
Undefined.
Undefined. Why? Because there is no value for it.
Oh. Hmm.
Okay. It did not define the value here.
But if you do x plus y, it would work.
Here or here.
Uh, on the var.
Sorry. Can
On
you
var.
speak loud?
On
Here.
var. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Where x plus y. That's what you are talking? No. The
Okay.
where won't consider keywords like that. So either it should be, and make sure to know there are some rules in the JavaScript. So there should be, like, where this xyz is different from this xyz.
Hmm.
And whenever you are doing that, maybe you can give something like, my underscore name equal to UI. This works.
Okay.
UI. And when you give hyphen, I don't think, yeah, now itself it is throwing an error to see,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But usually, whenever we are giving a name, camel case is very important, and first letter should be small, lower case, and the next word is going to be like this. This is the like a standard and best way to declare the variables. So before
Okay.
it can be like a where, or it can be late, or it can be like a const also. We'll cover that point slowly, probably later today or maybe tomorrow.
Mm.
Okay, you understand this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions so far?
No.
No. Yeah. So now what you can do, right? You can check that the JavaScript data types. You can take anything, you'll get, yeah, string, number. I don't know. Maybe they you added boolean. We have seen undefined. We have seen null symbol. We don't. I don't know even though object also we saw that.
Mm.
The same kind of probably same kind of no explanation they also provide that maybe object for array date we can consider this as a separate object, no issues. Not I'm not going to include in this data types, okay, but these are the things you can check in Google or deep gpt, anything is fine, but this is the data type. Okay,
Mm.
now what I'm going to do, okay, my name is not defined. Okay, not defined, yes, this is the my name, right? Okay, so now what we can do, we have a different data type. I mean, different data types that we saw here right now. We saw that string, numbers, and that. We can still check that what is that data type. Let us say that we will check this is backend experience. So what I'm going to write here, type of space. I think brackets are required here. Let me check that out first. Oh, no, not required. Okay, so what we can do is whatever the data that you want to check the type of. Okay, now you can see this is the string and this is the number, but sometimes you never know what kind of value will come in dynamically. That time if you want to check that what kind of data type it is, you can simply write type of and you can mention the variable name here, so that it will return the what exactly data type it is. The same thing only we have added here, right?
Mm.
Okay, now I'll make it DS here. What exactly it is going to be written as per you, as per our I mean, introduction of these data types? When I check the type of DS, what it is going to return?
Uh, that I have 5 years experience.
No, no, we are not actually printing the what is there in the DS. We are printing what exactly DS it is. Is DS is a number, or DS is a string, or DS is a Boolean value?
Will be a string.
Yes. So type of DS will return string only. When you remove this type of, obviously your answer is correct. So we are directly printing the DS value. Whatever is there in the DS, it will come.
Oh, okay.
What we are doing is we are checking the type of, because this is also important, because now you can see like all the data we only added manually, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is not the case in real time. We're not going to add anything for sure. Everything will be come from the dynamic only. So in that scenario, we never know what kind of we understand certainly there is some value is coming, but we never know what kind of what type of value it is. When there is a check, we must need to write that type of. So we can do something like this, type of DS. Now actually I'm mixing all of them. Like this is the data type. So we can check that type of DS. If it is true, let us say example, type of DS is string, we can perform one action. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then only I mean, when you use a type of, then only you will get to know that what kind of type it is coming.
Okay.
Are you getting?
Yeah. But what's the point of that? Just to check?
Yeah, just to check that what type it is.
Okay.
Maybe you can ask, you can think about an, okay, what is the point to check just a data type? Because when you know the type, let us take the same example that I gave, right? When you get that type, like I'll just write a condition code here. If type of ds triple equal to string console.log. Okay, we can do one more thing here. Why we are making it console.log of ds dot to uppercase. Now what I have written here is, try to understand this. What I have written here is type of ds. So we know ds is string, okay, but we are just checking that if ds data type is string, what I'm making this, what I'm printing in the console, right? I am
Mm-hmm.
making that to uppercase. So whatever is there in the ds, everything will become as a uppercase letters. Now let us check. Let's comment this. Okay, now let it be. Let us
Mm-hmm.
save. When it gives any error, it gives the correct code to us. Yes, it gives correct code. It is string only, and our condition also going to be pass here. Type of DS is string only, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and when it is success, obviously, if you write if condition like this, it will go to that within the scope, and it prints that console.log, and what we are making ds dot to uppercase. So whatever we have, right? So now you can see that it is like I mean title case, right? And when you see
Mm-hmm.
this, this is completely uppercase.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
You see that already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you are learning everything, then I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I
trying to
mean good
understand
that.
like the like I see what you're doing, I see how it works, but I don't think I'm understanding how it can be used.
No, see, the only thing is you definitely needed 2x of practice required when compared with HTML and CSS.
Okay.
You can consider, I mean, you can understand that when I say that 2x.
Mm,
Otherwise you won't get the subject. Maybe when you see that understanding purpose, it is easy for you. Okay, yeah, I understand the safe and all, but when you really write, you may forget a lot of things. The
mm,
actual practice, 100% required, no matter what it is.
okay.
Okay, and now, yeah, this is how we can write if and conditions here. Hey, 1 second.
Mm,
Yeah. Hmm. So yeah, we are discussing on if else conditions, right? So now
mhm.
what we are going to do is, uh, if you understand, I mean, you want me to share this code or it is fine?
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
was
to
just gonna ask
okay. You want
because
to share?
yeah,
Okay,
got it.
okay. Let me
Yeah.
yeah. Let me remove everything. Okay.
Hmm.
So now we'll just focus on few things here, like where, let, and const these values, right? So we discuss like where uh, mm, you know yeah, where x is equal to, let us say that, okay, uh, UI developer. Now console.log, we're just printing x, and we know so far, and after that what I made is called x is equal to 10.
Mm,
Okay, now I'm going to print again console.log here, console.log x. Let us save this and check here. It is UI developer and 10 value is giving correctly, right?
Yeah.
If you look at that, when we used var, this x value initially we defined or declared data type as a string. But when it comes to here, we change it to number, right?
Mm.
The point is, so when you use a var keyword, it works for sure. It will allow us, to change the data types, to change the data types. But when you use same thing, let me comment this. When you use same thing with let x is equal to UI developer, and again I'm changing this x to 10, and now if I check that log of x, reload this page, it is also
Mm.
changing that 10, and now I can change any name or anything here. Okay, but the point is, let me what exactly it is allowing that, and again lit. Yeah, so let me comment this, let me uncomment this. Where x we define here, where again where x I'm defining here. See, it is not actually throwing any error to me.
Mm.
Okay, when you see that, I'm declaring that where x is equal to something, console log, and again where x is equal to 10. So it is not going to be any create any error to me. It gives an actual value only. But when I comment this and when I'm enabling this, and again I'm declaring that let x. Now it is showing an error that cannot redeclare block scope variable because let is belongs to block scope. Okay, and
Mhm.
it is not allowing you to no, no, redeclare again. Okay, so instead of that, what you can do, you can make something like this: x is equal to 10, or even though you can change the mm, web. It allows. But when the problem with const, even of course const has to block scope only. I'll tell you like what is the block scope handle. Okay, don't worry. When you
Okay.
make that const x is equal to 20, if I define now x is equal to 10, okay, now what I'm going to do is log, do we have any x here? Yeah, x I'm printing here, and let me reload this page. It
Yeah.
is going to give me error that, sorry, you're saying something?
No. No. Never mind.
Yeah. So now it is going to throw an error to me, like uncaught type error assignment to constant variable. So once we declared something to x, even we cannot declare again,
Oh, it's like
not
double.
just a value. I mean, yeah, we cannot make it in. We cannot make any changes. So it will be constant. So it
Mm.
constantly it will be fixed, no matter what it is.
So that
So the main,
overrides. Does it override?
sorry.
Does it like override the normal
No, it won't
X?
over. No, it won't override. If you observe this, any of this, let and where cases, it is overriding. When it comes to where, you can use the same where keyword again. It won't throw any error. But when it comes to let, you are not. It is not allowing you to create a one more let with the same variable. But still, it is allowing you to change that. That means overriding is happening, and we
Mm.
saw that in also in the console. But when it comes to const, right? It is not actually allowing us to override. When you put that x is equal to 10, it won't allow. So that is the reason that we got that error that assignment to constant variables. So for constant variables, when you see that const, like var visa and let visa and const also visa, when you see that const, it won't allow you. So before itself, when you're writing something in the const, you must check double time and what kind of value we're going to store it. in the const.
Mm.
Okay. If you want to change, if you want to do some modification on it, you go on here and you can do that. That's the only option that you have.
Okay.
Make sense so far?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah. It's making sense.
Yeah. Mm. And now, yeah, I'll share this also with you. You can just check them. And now we can check if else conditions.
Mm.
Okay.
I've
So
heard
if
of
else
these.
condition. Sorry,
I've heard of these.
you had it already.
Like when I was looking through, I saw it a lot. Mm.
Okay, fine, fine. So you want me to continue or you want me to stop?
No, you can continue. I've just seen
I'm
it a
just
lot
kidding.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah. Fine, fine. Yeah. Yeah, even though if you say that you can stop, say no, I won't stop because this is my responsibility to know to
yeah,
tell you. And it is HTML, CSS, I'll definitely ignore it because you have already some insight on it. So you have interest also. Definitely,
mm,
even though I'm not covering that topic, I trust you 100%. You will definitely get it from the internet for
yeah.
sure.
Even now I feel
Yeah.
confident.
Yeah, yeah. So now we'll focus on that. Some example of if else conditions. Okay. So now what we are going to do is, let us say that we'll take that const age equal to 18. Const age
Mm,
is equal to 18. So now we need to uh, console a statement like, let us say, if a user is really eligible to cast their vote or not. In India, what is the age to cast the vote? I think 21, right?
uh, for
Right?
for he was
I
18,
think
yeah.
so. Yeah. Yeah. In US it is to 18.
Yeah, 18.
Okay, let it be. We'll focus on 18 only. Okay.
Mm,
So now how I'm going to write that? If what I have to check first, age, and when you check that age, you should check that what kind of number it is.
mm,
We need to compare that. Okay, so now age less than 15.
mm.
So now you can say that 18 less than 15. Is it true?
He, no.
No, right? So now what I'm going to do is we just add some condition here, and within that what I'm going to do is console dot log of not eligible for vote. Again, when it comes to else, console dot log of
Eligible?
eligible for vote.
Mm. So it's a
Okay,
what's the difference between this and a true false?
what is the difference between this and true false, right?
Yeah,
So are you using anywhere here true or false first of all?
no.
No, right? So the true or false will be a straightforward thing, either true or false. But when
Mm,
it comes to if else, we can write multiple steps of else if. You can write
oh,
one more condition here
okay.
and you can print console. So how the code is going to be, first it will check this condition, and this condition is true, it will go inside this. If this condition is fail, then it come to else if, and we'll check that else if. If else if also going to be failed, obviously we have an option as else only.
Mm,
So we can give n number of else ifs here. In sometimes, obviously, within this else if also, you may need to write some specific conditions again here. In real
oh,
time, we are I mean, every day we have to write something like this many,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Now you tell me, like, how it is, how it is different from true and false values, Boolean values,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm.
Yeah. So sometimes there will be like a lot of conditions for sure, because when you work on large application, there will be a lot of conditions. In one of my recently when I had done, like, 2 weeks back, there will be a lot of condition I use it, like, all the if else conditions and ternary operators, a lot of them. And when somebody is reviewing that, they don't understand initially
Mm.
that much of complicated way that I have written, because I do not have any other options that I must do all the checks. These are all the checkpoints.
Mm.
So we must do that on all the checks only, right?
Okay.
Okay. So now you know that what exactly console is going to print. Eligible for out, because when you check that this condition is going to fail. Now what I am going to do is, we are making this greater than age greater than 15. What is the age we know, and 15 also is the number that we give. So obviously we need to change the statement here. Still same output that we will get, because we change the condition and we change the message also.
Mm.
Now you can ask me, like, what is the best way to write? Either we can write in a greater than or less than. There is no kind of strict rule that we have to follow, because usually this is the best approach, because when you see that in a lot of if else conditions, if you know that obviously, and if you suspect that first if is going to be happen, you better to write in a condition within the if only. Otherwise, you don't know, like, how many if else condition, else if conditions will be come, right? Obviously it will come to last. If everything is fail, it will come to last only. And there is no specific rule that whether we could use for positive condition or not, I mean less than or greater than. But the point is, yeah, if you suspect that something is coming in a right way, you better to write in a exact true condition within the if only, so that it will be clear itself.
Mm.
You're getting my points, or like any question you have,
I think I got it.
or like what you were thinking, listener? If you just you could tell me that, it will be easy
I
for
don't
me.
know what I don't know, if it makes sense.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we can check, like, one more condition here. Let us say example, um, what we are going to maybe we can write, like, multiple cases here. Let us say example const marks, right? Marks is going to be 70. Let's assume.
Mm.
Now we can write in a multiple conditions here. You can think about it, because when you say that in a marks, it will be like a multiple. When people get more than 70, let's say example, they are A grade. When people are getting 60 to 70 between, it will be like a B grade. When
Mm.
people are getting 35 to what you call 35 to 59, it will be C. When it is a less than 35, obviously it is a pass, sorry, fail. That conditions we can check, right? So
Mm.
let us say that, let us say that marks greater than uh, how, in what way, what is the right way that we can consider this? Seven, greater than 50. Marks greater than 50. I mean, the condition definitely, exactly. I mean, this condition works, right? This condition itself is true. So what we can place here, marks greater than 50. What we can add here? I mean, instead of that, what we are going to do is, marks. Let's divide that first, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Marks greater than, uh, greater than, mm, okay. Last one we'll make it that, fail. We'll make that last statement as a fail. And when it comes to that first statement, uh, marks greater than 70, a grade, else if marks marks less than mm, less than what exactly we need to give here?
60?
60.
Yeah.
Yeah, less than 60 and less than 60. Okay, so now this is more than 70, right? So now
Mm-hmm.
we gonna give it, first, yeah, uh, greater than 50. And I'm going to add enough more things here.
Mm,
Marks we used already greater than, right?
yeah.
We can use less than
Less
now.
than, oh, to
Less
range.
than 69 we can say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Console log of B grade. You can write down one more else if here. Marks less than, sorry, uh, greater than 35 and marks less than 49.
Mm,
Console.log B grade. Let us see how it is going to work, and probably we're going to change this value frequently, right?
mm-hmm.
Fail. So all these conditions is going to fail. No, right?
No.
Okay. I think we did something wrong somewhere. Okay, this condition is going to be failed because 70 greater than 70. How it is going to work? We can check in the console. 70 greater than 70. It is giving false, so it is not actually going into the if conditions. And
Oh,
when it comes to else if, right? Now we can
mm,
check all of them. So we can check this entire thing here itself. This is also giving a false. Why? Because marks is 70. 70 greater than 50. This is 70 greater than 50 to trues and 70 less than 69. 70 less, it is failing. Yeah.
okay.
Probably, I mean, you understand the concept, right?
Yeah,
Probably,
yeah.
yeah, we need to give a right values to it. Yeah. So less than or equal, sorry, greater than or equal to 70, it will be a grade. And mm, must be like, less than or equal to 70 and greater than 50 and less than 69. Okay, now probably I'll think that it will stop at A grade only. Yeah, because we added that a condition here greater than or equal to. When you
Mm,
say that only greater than, you can see the difference here. Like, see, I'm just adding code also here. So I mean, this is I'm explaining that the power of console, that how console really we are utilizing the control console here. Okay,
mm,
now the condition itself like we are using. So now when you say that, when you remove this, it is giving false because 70 greater than 70.
that's not
So
true.
the condition is is failing. But when you
Mm,
add true, what we are doing, either equal to should be 70 or maybe greater than 70. But
mm,
in our condition, the value is really working that we already gave a value as a 70 only. So the first
mm,
condition itself, it is getting clear and it is giving that a grade. Yeah, I mean we can change this value, probably we can change 60 or we can change 50 or something like this, probably it will work. Let's say example, let us say 50, how it is going to be work. It is going to give fail again, fail. Yeah, probably we need to write some logic here. I think maybe less than greater than, we missed that somehow. Anyhow, like let's not wait much time on this, but this is
mm.
how we can write that if else conditions.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now, uh, within the if else conditions, if you observe, like few of the things that we have added, what we have added, like we have added, like greater than or less than. So instead of this, what is that we need to use? We need to use this condition, not and then condition. Both conditions will be okay as that. Both conditions should be true. When you use that or condition, okay, either one of the conditions will work. That is the difference.
Mm,
Let us see that here. Be great. Now we got that exact output. Be great.
mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the point is, yeah, and RR is the difference. Okay, and RR. What is the main difference of and RR is, like we can have n number of here, but the point is when you use this within two condition, one condition and second condition. Okay, when you put this in if statement, okay, like this, and when you execute, when you write something like what is going to happen, obviously this condition also should be true and this condition also should be true, then only it will go to this, the mistake that we did previously.
Mm,
Okay, instead of that, and then if we use our condition here, what exactly it will give, either one condition, if one condition is true it will go to this, or second condition is true it will go to this, I mean it will go to inside. Okay, so
wait.
that is that. Tell me.
Could you just repeat that?
Okay, so when you use that and here, right? Let us say
Mm-hmm.
example. So the conditions, it can be any multiple. In real time we may write like a 3 or 4 conditions. When you use and between the conditions, like condition in the sense this is one condition, right? You are checking that mark less than 35 here,
Yeah.
right? So I'm sorry, greater than 35.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but when you are checking, this is the condition. But when you are checking a multiple conditions, you must check that what exactly the operator that you need, because you need to check both of them. Let us say, I'll tell you one example, another example. Let us say that how we gonna write code. Okay, let us say uh, execute code. This is one condition. Okay, else if condition 2 execute code. When you see both are same, okay, in both places you are going to return same value, even though when you're checking if one condition, if you're checking that in the one condition, let me make it like this. Okay, when you're
Mm-hmm.
okay, now we can check that else here. What I'm going to do here is return true, return true, return false. It's a simple thing. Okay, you can understand this. Okay,
Mm.
Just remove this so that you will get confused for sure. Okay, now you can check. So let us say example, what we are going to return if one condition is true, we are returning what?
If one condition is true, we're returning true.
Yeah. So if condition 2 also uh, turns into true, obviously it will go to inside, and what we are returning here?
Uh, True.
True. But if and else, if both conditions are failed, obviously where it will go to else condition. But what we are returning in the else?
That it's false.
Yeah. So now if you see both you are returning on same, it is not best way to write this because you are returning both true only. Here also same value and here also same value. In such a case, what you can write in a simple way, condition. Okay, let me make this as a condition 1. Okay, so now how are you gonna write when you are returning same thing? Make sure to understand both should be same. In such a case, instead of writing like this, I'm just copying this and I'm keeping this else as it is, and I'm removing this. And when it comes to this, I'm adding and condition true. Sorry, not and again I confused RR. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
did you observe that? I mean, what we made, this executes also same and this also executes same.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
if you look
mm,
at this code, we reduce the code here,
mm,
right?
it's just
Because the
combined.
point is, you understand this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because the point is, we are actually checking like two conditions here. This is also becomes true, and this is also becomes true, and we want to return the same here.
Mm-hmm. So if
So
they both
either
have
one of,
the same output, you put it together.
yes, you are right.
Okay.
Yeah. You are right. So if you, I mean, when you are putting that and R is like when you add this and make sure to check in if you know both either this and this both conditions is going to be true, then only you can return this true. This is the one condition. When you put R here, either one of them should be true and you can return the true value.
Mm,
If you see something like this, obviously you'll get confused, but we'll have a clear examples on them so that probably I'll prepare some examples for you, okay,
okay.
so
Mm-hmm.
that it will be easy to check straight away them, and it will be easy for you. And
Okay.
there is a one more method to call something like this. Okay, so we are going to call it as a uh, ternary operator. So ternary operator in the sense we don't need to write any of the conditions, and I mean any of the if else conditions like this. When you want to check the values in a simple way, instead of writing if else, we can write in a simple way. Let us say example, what we are returning here is true, right?
Mm,
So when you say check this, yeah, maybe we can write something like this to get some value. If condition one is true, or maybe you can write something like this. When either condition 1 or condition 2, either one of them true, you can return true, else or return false. Maybe now I'll remove the return so that you will get a clear idea. This
mm.
also this also works. Instead of writing this is
Okay.
we call as a ternary operator. We call them. Of course, this is the if else conditions.
Mm,
If else conditions. We have a switch case also where we can write in a switch. We'll better know. We can see some example on switch. JavaScript switch case. Hmm. Yeah, when you see some example of switch, it is going to be something like this. Uh, this is today is Wednesday. Okay. When you see that, you need to write that switch statement first, and each and every case you should mention that, case zero, what is going to be. This is just an example. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
example case condition, what you are going to return. Case condition two, what you are going to return. Something like that.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, in simple technical things like, switch, it will be case, and what is the case we have to mention here. Let's say example case condition one here. And it condition one is there, and you should return something here, return true or something like this, or maybe true, and you should add a break here, something like this.
Mm.
Okay, but when we have everything, we can find out, any use case that we have. Probably what I'll do now tomorrow, I'll try to make a one example, and within the example only we can use if else, and we can use this conditions, and we can use the switch, same example and same output, so that you will get idea like how we can get the data, like if you use if else conditions or switch or ternary operator like this. But in real time majority of the cases, people will go when once if it is a like in a small kind of conditions, people will go this one. When we have a like a bunch of conditions like this, we have this option. Yeah, when if you go for a switch, obviously the length is going to be increased more.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
and what else we can? Well, yeah, we can. I mean, do we have time? Like a few more minutes, or should we stop here?
Um, it's almost time for lunch.
Oh,
Mm.
for you it's lunch. Okay, then
Yeah.
yeah. Tomorrow, okay, I'll tell you like I'll come up with the example, and tomorrow I'm going to cover on functions, loops, and operators,
Mm-hmm. I
and
in videos I see loops a lot too.
yeah. I mean loops in loops. For loop is very important thing.
Mm.
Obviously, loops, operators, and string methods, array methods. String methods is like something like if you let us say that let str stands for the string. Uh, Welcome to UI Tech. Okay, so string method in the sense now, if you want to reverse the string, how you gonna write a code? Or if you want to bring that the first word of the string, how can you do that? And if you want to make the string as a lowercase or uppercase or title case, how you gonna do that? How you can remove any one of them? Let us say you want to remove this UI or something like this. These are
Mm.
all we have a methods in string. In the same way array also we have a methods, like how can we loop the array and how can we add the values to into it. Let us say example, somewhere I saw that let cars is equal to, we have multiple let us say that Tata, what are the cars we have? I don't know any brands.
Honda,
Honda,
Ford,
Ford,
Kia.
BMW. Yeah, these are right. So
Yeah.
now I want to add dynamically one more brand to it at the end or at the
Mm-hmm.
starting. or I want to remove Honda, or within the Honda I want to, instead of Honda I gonna add something else, because this is a not exactly static data always come, in real time also we may get the data like this only.
Mm.
We can, I mean, I'll show you, like, how real time data also will come, but yeah, yet to complete lot of things. Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
let's find that, if probably if I find some any, JavaScript challenges article, I'll share with you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chalo then.
Chalo. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.